A manhunt is now underway for 31-year-old O'Shane Scott, otherwise known as Chin Chin, who escaped custody from the holding area of St. Mary Parish Court on Friday. Scott, from Manchester Lane in Cox Street, Port Maria, St. Mary, has been in custody since February 21. He was scheduled to appear before the Port Maria Circuit Court to face charges of attempted rape, larceny, assault at common law, and unlawful wounding. Reports are that just after 9 a.m., Scott was being escorted by a police corporal from the restroom back to the holding area. During the escort, he assaulted the police and managed to flee through the main gate onto Warner Street. Despite immediate pursuit by police on duty, Scott evaded capture and remains at large. The corporal was subsequently taken to the Port Maria Hospital and treated for injuries sustained during the escape. Scott was also wanted in connection with a threat warrant. He is known to have a small tattoo on the right side of his neck. The JCF is urging anyone who may have information on the whereabouts of O'Shane Scott to contact Police Emergency at 119, Crime Stop at 311, the NIB tip line at 811, or the nearest police station. The police say your assistance is critical in helping them recapture this dangerous individual. The major organized crime and anti-corruption agency MOCA has charged 2 of 3 people arrested in this morning's targeted operations in Montego Bay and Portmore. The charges are about a $17 million fraud investigation at the Heart Trust NSTA. Charged are a former Heart NSTA Trust employee, Seymour Ellis of a Gregory Park Portmore address, and Kavina Atkins, another former employee and a resident of Salt Spring, St. James. They were both arrested and charged following simultaneous raids at their residences shortly before 5 Friday morning. Ellis was charged with larceny as a servant, possession of criminal property, and conspiracy. Atkins was charged with the offenses of receiving stolen property, possession of criminal property, and conspiracy to defraud. Both are to appear before the St. James Parish Court on December 4, 2024. According to the Director of Communications at MOCA, Major Basil Jarrett, Friday's operation was the result of the diligent and painstaking work of MOCA's investigators and demonstrates the agency's commitment to combating fraud and other financial crimes.
The persons involved are suspected to have collected monies that were not due to them through the Heart Trust NSTA, and one of the individuals is a former employee. It's something that we're concerned about because the Heart Trust is a very valuable and important institution in Jamaica. Whenever money leaves that entity, that should really be going to persons who really need it. It just makes the crime that more egregious.
I'm aware of some investigations that culminated in some raids this morning by MOCA, and I'm told that this relates to an investigation that Hart initiated in 2018, where their internal auditors found some anomalies in relation to a program, and they actually called in MOCA and asked MOCA to investigate, which is really good because it shows our governance working. In addition to that, the government is very committed to stamping out corruption, and so I'm very happy to hear that after their 6-year investigation, MOCA felt that they were able to pick up some individuals today, and we truly hope that we'll be able to get to the bottom of this situation so that we can send a strong message that anyone who wants to engage in any corruption in any of our entities, that they will be dealt with.
A St. Catherine businessman was on Thursday found dead with his hands and feet bound at a premises in High House District. Dead is Douglas Henlon, who lived in the adjoining community of Bushy Park. His body was found near his business place by persons who summoned the police. Henlon was found bleeding from his head and bounded. The Old Harbor Criminal Investigation Branch is probing the matter. The St. Mary police are probing Wednesday night's murder of an elderly businessman at his home in Enfield in the parish. The deceased is 71-year-old Winston Williams of Bordavilla in Enfield. Reports are that sometime after 7 p.m., Williams, his common-law wife and other relatives were at home when armed men pounced upon them and opened gunfire before escaping from the scene. When the shooting subsided, Williams was found suffering from gunshot wounds. The other persons at the house did not sustain any injuries from the attack.
Over 600,000. The cost of energy is among the driving factors of inflation, and an opposition that cannot appreciate steps being taken to address this is not actively following the All Jamaica Consumer Price Index, nor acting in the best interests of Jamaicans. As I said at conference, performance over propaganda and misinformation. Firstly, in 2014, Jamaica was not the highest ranked country in the Caribbean for the Doing Business Index done by the World Bank. These statements made by the opposition leader are false and is an attempt to rewrite history. The World Bank report is available online and gives evidence that Jamaica was ranked 94th in the world in 2014 and was ranked behind 10 other countries from Latin America and the Caribbean, including St. Lucia, Bahamas, Barbados, Dominica, Trinidad and Tobago, Trinidad and Antigua and Barbuda. We topped the region in 27 under this active government led by Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Holness. To address the matters raised by the opposition regarding energy, I heard the opposition spokesperson on energy requesting a debate on energy. It is unfortunate that in his almost 20 years with the portfolio as minister or spokesperson, he has never advocated for the benefit of Jamaicans or debated the utility providers, but is seeking a contest of beautiful speaking. You will also recall, and I must remind my colleagues and Jamaica at large, just take the silence of the opposition during burial. When I as minister and my government were actively out there fighting for the rights of the Jamaican people and most importantly, the customers. As of 2022, 11.8% of our energy mix is from renewables, as published in the MSET 2023 National Energy Balance Report. This is compared to the average 8% during the 2012 to 2016 period. The opposition was unable to surpass 8% during their administration. An active government has moved the needle against performance over propaganda and misinformation. In his statement on Tuesday, the opposition spokesperson stated that by 2016, 60% of electricity was generated from LNG and about 20% from renewables. This is simply not true. LNG was introduced to the Jamaican energy mix in 2016, and there's no way on earth then that Paul Well could be claiming that Jamaica achieved 60% of electricity from LNG in 2016. Again, performance over propaganda and misinformation, and we can even stretch it to downright lies. I want to read an excerpt of the 2016 JPS annual statement to shareholders for the media. Liquid natural gas LNG now accounts for approximately 10% of JPS's production. 10% according to the JPS statement to their shareholders, which is also available online, not 60% as the opposition has stated. The habit of the PNP to peddle lies and propaganda must end, and the people of Jamaica must resist their misinformation, disinformation, and downright lies. Thanks to an active government.